This woman is selling tamales. A briefcase falls from a car. The woman calls out, but the car doesn't stop. She picks up the briefcase and says, "Oh no, whoever it belongs to, I must return it." The woman goes to the car and says, "Sir, thank God I finally caught up with you." The man says, "What happened, lady?" The woman says, "This bag is yours. It fell from the back of your car." The man says, "Oh God, thank you so much. I'm happy to know there are still honest people in the world. I didn't even realize the bag had fallen." The woman says, "Don't worry. Why should I keep what is not mine?" Then the woman gives the man tamales. The man gives her money. The woman says, "Do you have smaller money? I don't have change." The man says, "Go and get change from someone." The woman says, "Okay, I'll get the change." The driver says, "Really? You gave her such a big note? She will never come back." The man says, "No, she returned the briefcase. She seems honest." The driver says, "Sir, she returned the bag only to sell you something. People on the streets take advantage like this." The man says, "No, honesty doesn't come from clothes or looks. It comes from values taught at home." The woman says, "Who would have thought I'd be holding $100 in my hand?" Then she goes to her friend and says, "Can you give me change for this?" The friend says, "What's this? I've never even seen this note, but maybe the shop will change it." Just then, the woman gets a call from the doctor. "You must come immediately. This is a high-risk pregnancy." The woman says, "Doctor, I don't have money." Doctor says, "Okay, I'll reduce the fee. Now only $500, but come quickly." The woman says, "Yes, I'm coming." Friend says, "Look, those people are rich. It won't matter to them." The woman says, "No, I have to do the right thing. I must teach my daughter the same. I will return the money." Meanwhile, the driver says, "I told you, she won't come back." The man says, "Maybe she's just late, but I know her. She will come back." Driver says, "Let's bet she won't come." The woman goes back to her friend and says, "I got the note changed, but I've started having stomach pain." As they go ahead, the woman becomes more sick. Friend says, "Let's go to the hospital right now." After a long time passes, the driver says, "See, that woman never came. I won the bet." The man gives money to the driver and says, "Okay, but I still don't believe it." A few days later, the friend says, "Your daughter brought real happiness. The business you started changed your life." The woman says, "Yes, we worked hard together." One day, the driver steals money from the car. The man comes and sits in the car and says, "Hurry, I'm late." The driver sees the woman and says, "There she is, the one who kept the money." The man gets out of the car and goes to her. "You cheated me. Why didn't you come back that day?" The woman says, "Sir, I got the money changed that same time, but my baby was born in the hospital. Here, take your money." The man says, "Forgive me, I didn't know anything." The woman says, "Life isn't easy that people test others. I'm proud of my honesty. I even bought this cart with my own money." The driver says, "You people just beg on the streets." The woman says, "Watch your mouth," and walks away. The man says to the driver, "You're the one who actually stole my money. You will not work for me anymore." Driver says, "Sir, just one chance." Man says, "Get out of here." The man then goes to the woman's house and says, "I came to say sorry. I was wrong. You are truly a great mother and an honest woman." The woman says, "That's enough. Now we must build a good future for our daughter." If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel.